There you go. Get yourself a drink, Marty. It's a hot one today. Drink up. Oh, he's going to go over there on that side and see what he can find. Oh, this is the fellow with the really dark forehead. He seems like a young guy. One of the new ones. I haven't noticed him before, and he seems rather small and lanky like Marietta is. But yeah, he's got a really dark forehead compared to the others. He's enjoying a hazelnut right now. It is hot right now. It's 100 degrees out there, or I think 98 maybe. My thermometer that's on the pillar, let's see if I can, here it is. It says, oh, it's gone down a little. It says 97, and that one's usually hotter because the sun is on the pillar. So it's probably, yeah, maybe the temp's starting to go down. It's pretty hot. We don't get that hot very often. Yesterday was way worse. It got to 105. It was crazy. But it only lasted for an hour, and then it went down to the 80s really fast. We get this really nice breeze from the ocean when the wind blows the right way, and when it blows the wrong way, we get the breeze from the desert. Which happens like once a year, it seems like. These poor squirrels, they know what hot is, what the young ones don't. They haven't experienced it yet. They're like, what the heck? Mary was here earlier. She didn't come yesterday, probably because it was too damn hot. It probably burned her feet just to try to get here. So yet today she was here earlier, a couple hours ago, and she was chowing down all the walnuts she could get. And then I brought out some more food for her, and she got in a tree and she just laid there on a branch panting. So I offered her some water and she drank some of that, and she seemed very happy. She was rubbing her face on the branch. She said, oh my god, it's hot, human. So then I gave her a pecan and told her, you need to go home, girl, it's going to get worse. And she did. She took her pecan home. She's not a dummy. But she was hungry. And then before that, I actually saw Mrs. Munchie doing her high wire act. She comes from the other side of the block in the direction the camera is right now, where there's trees. And she uses the high wires to come over to the street across from me. She gets on an electric pole, and then she comes down the pole and crosses the street. And I actually saw her on the electric pole this morning, waiting for, well, she was waiting for the coast to be clear at first, and then someone came along walking a dog, and she ended up sitting up there for a half hour waiting for the dog to disappear from sight. That is one animal that squirrels do not mess with, is dogs. Squirrels stay the heck away from dogs at all costs. They will not expose themselves to a dog coming anywhere near them. They don't really care about hawks much, they don't really care about cats much, but dogs terrify them, obviously. Because a dog can run them down, they know it. You know, if they get caught on the ground with a dog can easily chase them down. So they don't take any chances with dogs. So yeah, there's people who walk their dogs around that block, and the squirrels basically have to just like hide when that happens. But then, yeah, after about a half hour, she finally crossed the street, came over and had her lunch. That was really something. There's the things you never think about because you never even notice they exist. You know, the reason she had to wait so long is the lady walking the dog stopped and was on the phone for like 15 minutes. And the whole time the lady was on the phone, talking on her phone, she was in sight. The dog was in sight of Mrs. Munchie, so she just sat there and just watched them the whole time, waiting for the woman to leave. And I guess he's done. He's went up the tree. So maybe that isn't Marty. Maybe that's actually Jack, who lives in the tree. He came and got his lunch. So, yep, I guess that's all the action right now. We got some bird action though. There's some birds that are braving the heat. We got a house finch. Birds can handle it a little better than the squirrels can. And then over in the other one, we've got a couple finches, it looks like. Yeah. But yeah, I can't believe all of the that Mrs. Munchie goes through just to get over here to get some nuts. She must not have a good food source where she's living. She doesn't come every day, but when she does, and that's probably why it's such a hardship for her to get over here, just to go through all of that, walking on a high wire and then waiting for dogs to go by. It's crazy. Avoiding the cars. There aren't too many cars on that street. It's not so dangerous for them, but they could still get smushed if they miscalculate. I'm hoping that never happens. But they do it. They make their choices where they live and they know what they're doing. And I've never seen a dead squirrel in the street yet in a year so far, so it must be pretty rare. Alright, well, I guess I'll sign off. It's a hot day here in LA.